Hi, YouTube family. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. It's not cute not knowing. We start off with a hug. Come on. Blue Ivy, the 8-year-old daughter of Jay-Z and Beyonce, she out here working. She's going to be voicing the audiobook for the Oscar award winning short film Hair Love. Matthew Cherry won an Academy Award for this, and an audiobook is coming out where Blue Ivy, 8 years old, is going to be reading the audiobook. Mom Beyonce, they say she is ready to dance. They say Beyonce is ready to release new music. Is it true? I'm hearing a virtual concert is in the work. One that we can not only watch at home, but on our phones. They say Beyonce is ready to dance again. So, does that mean that this will be a dance related project? I hear it's coming. Beyonce with a virtual world tour. The Bachelorette is coming back, and Tasia Adams is the woman, 30 years old, hailing from California. Wait, y'all, and now she's identifying as black. Her tan, because I was like, she really has an awesome tan between that and I didn't know how to pronounce her name. It's Tasia Adams. She is the new Bachelorette. She is ready. The woman before, Claire, she fall in love and didn't want to do it no more, so she had to leave. So a big shakeup, but it's another sister on the Bachelorette. Tasia Adams is ready to find love. Dave Chappelle. Did you see him on Saturday Night Live? They've got the whole monologue on YouTube. He was brilliant. He really was. I mean, his brand of comedy is not for everybody. And boy, oh boy, does he remind me of George Carlin. I gotta begin to tell you how I hate when people compare him and Kevin Hart, because they are two different types of funny, two different types of comedians. Dave Chappelle is a thinking man's comedian. And he'll tell you if you clicked on my face and, well, you came here, so don't go on that you're offended. It's not for everybody, because some people will be like, oh, I can't take him. But his commentary about life, what's happening in the world right now, shocking presidential results over the weekend, it was epic. And you know what? The skits this week on Saturday Night Live were really funny. But Dave Chappelle, look for it, on YouTube. They have like the whole entire monologue. But Dave Chappelle was something else. Waiting to Exhale, 25 years after the movie, with Whitney Houston, Layla Rashawn, Loretta Devine, Angela Bassett. I hear a sequel is in the works. Loretta Devine kind of like spilled the beans, but apparently Terry McMillan, who came out with the book in 1992, is trying to win back the rights so that she could do it. She would be reportedly teaming up with Lee Daniels, and the Waiting to Exhale sequel would focus on the lives of the children of the main characters. Whitney and Angela Bassett, Loretta Devine, Layla Rashawn. So this is going to be interesting. Would you be interested in seeing a Waiting to Exhale sequel? Forrest Whitaker, he directed it. And I just remember when the movie came out, it was such a big thing. And we had all these screenings. And it was exciting and it was motivated and women felt empowered, especially after Angela Bassett's character. But would you be willing to see a Waiting to Exhale sequel? I think it would be very interesting. Speaking of Forrest Whitaker, he's going to be in Jingle Jangle, y'all. And the holiday movie is going to start streaming on Netflix on Friday. David E. Talbot movie with Forrest Whitaker, Felicia Rashad, Anika Noni Rose, Michael Keegan Key, Ricky Martin. Where did you see Ricky Martin? But the Netflix Jingle Jangle, it was produced by John Legend. It features music from John Legend and Usher. It starts streaming this Friday. We had a lot of stuff to go over. Sports fans out there, they're saying the NBA is going to be back on November 22nd, a shortened season, which would end right before next summer's Summer Olympics. But if the NBA comes back on November 22nd, you know what that means. There will be the traditional games on Christmas Day. Let's take this time to remember Alex Trebek, the longtime host of Jeopardy, passed away from pancreatic cancer on Sunday at the age of 80. He hosted Jeopardy for 36 years, and he's actually in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most episodes of a single game show, 8,200. When he first came forward, there was the book. He talked about it. He was open. He says he's fighting it. A lot of people were like, he's going to do it. And when he came back to film these final episodes, people were like, well, he's back and, and he's looking well. But they said that he was very, very sick. Alex Trebek taped his last show October 29th. We're going to see a final episode Christmas Day. They're saying there was an interview with Michael Strahan. He left a message to his fans, like get ready for someone new to take over the show, be ready, be kind for them. He seemed like he was such an amazing man, and to battle through this and just be honest about there were good days, there were bad days. But the way that he lived his life, I loved the kindness when you watched him, because he was like this all-knowing man. He could pronounce those countries and names and knew all this stuff, and he will be missed. And the type of man that he was, Alex Trebek, who's going to take over for Jeopardy? A lot of people are saying Ken Jennings. He was the young man who was the super winner of it all, that he could possibly wind up stepping in the shoes of Alex Trebek. In other game show news, get ready for the Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. Yes, Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. Pat Sajak, Vanna White, they'll be back, but there will be celebrities spinning the wheel. That should be good. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Awards took place over the weekend. I'm going to read this story again. Don't say, Pat, you read that story. See, I do multiple stories. You can hear I'm losing my voice. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, HBO runs it a lot. HBO and HBO Max. Doobie Brothers, there was Luke Bryan up there doing the salute. You had 9 Inch Nails, you had Whitney Houston, you had the Notorious B.I.G. Sissy Houston, Pat Houston were there. There were no musical performances, but they were there to accept the award. You had Alicia Keys opening up with a poem in her words. For Biggie, you had Nas, you had Jay-Z, you had Diddy, and Biggie's children were there on behalf to receive their Rock and Roll Hall of Fame honor for their dad. It's hard to get into the Rock Hall of Fame. You'd be so shocked as to who is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but the big induction ceremony took place over the weekend. You can check it out on HBO and HBO Max. Changes in the lineup of the ABC show American Housewife. Carly Hughes, she was the African-American actress that was on it. She left the show. Saying it just wasn't a good working environment. And she described it as very toxic. Well, here comes Holly Robinson Peete, Philadelphia native, married to former football player Rodney Peete. For many of us, we go back to 21 Jump Street. Holly Robinson Peete is going to be joining the cast of American Housewife for the 5th season, and hopefully all the turmoil that was going on behind the scenes, that all that is over. I have notes just thrown around everywhere. Just thrown everywhere because there was just a lot of stuff going on. I hope that you guys had a great weekend. There's so much division in our country. And I really hope that we are on the path where we can all come together. You know, it's okay to agree to disagree. You're not always going to agree. But as I love to say, you don't have to be nasty about it. Some people go through life, they're nasty, they're negative, they're selfish. You got to protect your energy. You got to stay away from those type people because some people don't want to hear anything. They just want to be in their own negative world. But hopefully, this is the start, what we saw this weekend, of becoming a little bit more unified as a country and to be better people and to help people be better. Some people you can't help. You just got to leave them alone. But you want to come together. Thank you all for the birthday love. It took me a couple of days because last week had gotten so crazy, and then there's a lot of work, that I do here at the radio station. But I'm so appreciative, and thank you for the birthday love, the encouragement. It is really appreciated. If you like the channel, tell a friend, subscribe so you don't miss anything. Give us that thumbs up because we love the likes. Or leave a comment. I do respond. Now, some days when my own life gets hectic, it may take me a couple of days, but I do respond, and you know that I've responded if I give you a heart. Take care, everybody, and have a good one. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture. Thanks for joining me.